Hey guys, today on People Now, the winning ticket has been sold for that $1.6 billion Mega Millions jackpot, but who does it belong to?
Jamie Lee Curtis opens up to People about the opioid addiction she kept secret for a decade.
Michelle Williams speaking out about her personal battle with depression.
We take a look inside Real Housewives star Camille Grammer's dreamy Hawaiian wedding.
Plus, what really happened with a security scare at Meghan Markle's latest event? Our royal expert Imogen Lloyd-Webber has inside details.
It's all today on People Now.
Hey guys, happy hump day. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. If you were suffering from maybe the midweek slump a little bit, like we kind of do from time to time, don't worry, because we got a birthday that's going to kind of get you in your feelings.
Yes, it is Drake's birthday.
Woo! Yeah, everybody, Drake!
The rapper's reading his 32nd today. In honor of his birthday, we're asking you to send in your best Drake gifts. So tweet us the gifts with the hashtag People Now. You may just see them on the show.
How many dancing gifts are we going to get?
I hope a lot.
I hope so too. We'll check in on those in a little bit, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Beginning here, someone in South Carolina just hit the jackpot, the biggest Mega Millions jackpot ever. After days of anticipation, one lucky ticket purchased in South Carolina matched the winning numbers for the $1.6 billion prize. Meanwhile, 36 people bought tickets worth $1 million after matching the first 5 numbers. And out of those 36, one in Texas and one in Florida had the mega plier, earning them both a whopping $3 million. And just to put this all into perspective for you, the odds of winning were 1 in 302,575,350. So yes, not to be too upset here. It was not likely you were going to win anyway. The Powerball is up next with the chance to win $620 million. Not too shabby there. If you want to keep playing, got to play to win. All right, Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande are dealing with the aftermath of their broken engagement and breaking their silence as they struggle to move on after heartbreak. Davidson, who had just moved into a $16 million New York City apartment with Grande, joked about his living situation at an October 20th comedy benefit in Los Angeles, saying, "Does anybody have any open rooms? Looking for a roommate?" Now, as for Ariana, sources tell People the singer is focusing on healing from a traumatic year, saying she threw herself into the relationship with Pete. It was all way too soon. Grande, who is still mourning the death of her ex Mac Miller after he died of an apparent drug overdose in September, opened up on Instagram Monday writing, "Protect your peace, get rid of toxicity, cleanse your space, cultivate love." In the midst of the whirlwind relationship, a Grande source reveals that the pair never set a wedding date or even began wedding planning. They said Ariana never got to the wedding planning stage. She's young, but at least mature enough to realize this wasn't the right relationship or the right time to get married. Now, as for the couple's fate moving forward, insiders reveal that they're in contact but not dating and have no plans to get back together right now. Grande is currently working on NBC's upcoming A Very Wicked Halloween, celebrating 15 years on Broadway. It airs October 29th. Guys, it's hard to believe it's been 40 years since Jamie Lee Curtis made horror history with her very first movie, Halloween. And Curtis was just 19 years old when the smash hit made her a movie star. She tells People in this week's cover story that she was only paid $8,000 for that role. It definitely paid off, though. The movie, whose overall budget was just $325,000, went on to make $47 million. Well, now the actress is celebrating the success of the latest Halloween installment, where she appears again as Laurie, who is now a mother and grandmother, vowing to get revenge on Michael Myers. She can't stop gushing about the movie's record-breaking opening weekend. It earned $91 million at the box office. Curtis wrote that she calls what she calls a boast post, which I love, and let's all just take that on now. She wrote it on Instagram about the movie's success. She said in part, "Biggest horror movie opening with a female lead, biggest movie opening with a female lead over 55, biggest Halloween opening ever." And she added, "Couldn't be prouder." But with that said, it turns out she doesn't even like scary movies, guys. She tells People, quote, "I don't like being scared. I'm the girl who watches movies under a blanket and I cover my face," which is obviously kind of ironic. Stick around. Jamie Lee Curtis also showing us a more vulnerable side, opening up about her secret 10-year opioid addiction. That's coming up a little later in today's show. Well, Michelle Williams is opening up to People about her latest battle with depression. Williams explained that she first struggled with depression at 13 years old, and it then intensified at the height of her fame with Destiny's Child. She even revealed to People that she was struggling with suicidal thoughts in the midst of winning awards and performing to sold-out crowds alongside Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. Michelle first sought treatment in 2013, saying, quote, "We're taught just go to church and pray about it. Well, in the meantime, I believe doctors, therapists, that's your healing. Depression is not okay, but it is okay to go get help. That's her quote. And in March of this year, the singer accepted a proposal from her boyfriend, Chad Johnson, began planning her dream wedding, but she called off the engagement only a week after accepting the ring due to personal issues that she had not yet worked through. Now, this new wave of depression hit while Williams was in preparation for the Destiny's Child reunion at Coachella back in April. The singer brushed aside her pain to focus on rehearsals and waited until after the annual music festival to deal with her own struggles. Now, in the months following Coachella, Chad and Michelle quietly worked on their relationship before breaking up again in July. Williams went to the hospital just hours later, knowing that she was in a dark place. A few days later, she checked into a treatment facility. Now, through it all, Johnson has stuck by her side, and the pair have been able to rebuild their relationship through intense premarital counseling. Williams has since put her ring back on and is now doing better and hoping to start a family soon with Johnson. Glad to hear they're doing well. Now watch this.
When my grandmother passed away, I have a very different feeling about it. She walked into death. She was very fearless about how she lived her life up until she passed away. And I remember the night that we found out that she had died. I was going to bed that night, and I was thinking about how she showed us all how you should live fearlessly and leading with love, because the opposite of fear is love. And I thought when I was going to bed that night, well, I get her name now. And that is a reminder to me every day to live my life in this way. And so it's no longer complicated. I'm proud and thrilled to have my name.
An emotional Barbara and Jenna Bush opening up about their late grandmother on Wednesday's episode of Today. The former White House daughter's best-selling book, Sisters First, is out in paperback this week and details their life in Washington and beyond. The pair also reflected on Barbara's recent wedding to Craig Coyne, revealing it was the perfect day.
It was everything we wanted. It was small and in a place that we have grown up and have so many incredible memories in Maine, and we just wanted to make sure we could do it while my grandfather was still healthy. And so we did it out on the rocks. And then the second that it was announced that we were husband and wife, it started to rain, and I thought, that's my grandmother. She's with us too.
And she might have been mad that we moved all the furniture out of the living room.
What was it like watching your sister, your twin, get married?
Well, just the way that you would expect.
Yeah.
I was full of pride. There's a picture of us hugging where I'm actually weeping onto her white dress. You know, I've wanted the best for her since the day we were born. She's the most important person in my life, minus my husband and my kids. I should be more careful. But she exudes love and joy, and she deserves that love and joy back.
Man.
So much love for each other.
They have a great
Very
relationship.
sweet.
And great to hear from Barbara. We don't hear from her so often as Jenna. All right, you have more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks with one celeb who is totally over being pregnant. Hilary Duff shared this photo showing off her bare baby bump to her Instagram story on Tuesday with the caption, "Yo, your hotel stay is up, little girl." It comes days after the younger actress revealed that she's past her due date, trying to induce labor for her daughter with boyfriend Matthew Coma. Definitely does not sound like the most comfortable situation here. This isn't the first time Hill has come clean about being ready for a pregnancy to be over. In early September, she told People, "Honestly, I feel really good, and I'm a little over it at this point where I'm like, cool, I'm ready, when is it happening?" Duff is already a mom to 6-year-old son Luca and plans on welcoming a new daughter any day now. Well, Celine Dion is sending her twin sons a sweet birthday message. The singer posted a picture of her and her boys, Nelson and Eddie, being silly on Instagram, writing, "My sweet boys, you are turning 8 today and you make me proud every day. I love you with all my heart and wish you a very happy birthday." So sweet. Also in the picture is her 17-year-old son, Renee Charles. It's very rare for the superstar to post images of her sons on social media. The boys lost their father, Renee Angelil, in 2016 after a long battle with cancer, but he ultimately died from a heart attack. Celine and Renee had been married for 22 years. He died about 5 years after Celine returned to her residency in Las Vegas. The singer announced last month that her residency would be ending June 8th of next year, posting a message on Facebook that read in part, "I'm so grateful to all the fans who have come to see us throughout the years. Every show we do at the Coliseum throughout this fall, and right up until the final one, will feel very special." Well, Vegas is definitely losing a huge act, but happy birthday to Eddie and Nelson. Ricky Martin stopped by The Ellen Show on Wednesday and announced the very sweet way he's helping out his home nation of Puerto Rico 1 year after the devastation of Hurricane Maria. Ricky and his kids drew pictures of the Puerto Rican flag, which they printed onto shirts, and they hope the proceeds from the shirt will make a big impact.
The other day, I was at home and my kids were asking me, "Dad, how can we help kids from Puerto Rico?" And I'm like, well, let's do something. Why don't you draw the Puerto Rican flag? Grab a piece of paper and let's do this. And they started drawing the Puerto Rican flag that later on became a shirt. And now if you go to charitystars.com/Ricky, you get this shirt and you're helping us build and rebuild houses. Unfortunately, many kids or many families lost absolutely everything in Puerto Rico. And my goal is before Christmas, I want to hand out 100 to 110 keys of different houses that we've built and rebuilt for the people of Puerto Rico.
Such an amazing effort from him and his kids. Those are your Star Tracks for today.
Stay with us, guys. We've got the exclusive video of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Camille Grammer, plus the scary moment when Meghan Markle was actually whisked away by her security. We have details about that coming up.
All right, guys, in honor of Drake's birthday today, we've been asking you to send in your best Drake gifts. So let's take a look at what you've been tweeting so far. I'm pretty excited about this. Ooh, with the hair. What a man of all trades.
I love it. Drake on the sidelines there. I think it's a Lakers game.
Oh, yeah. Y'all remember this dance?
That got memed and parodied 1,000 times.
This was my everything. I think we even did that dance.
We did.
I'm on the show.
We got to find that. All right, keep sending in those gifts, but now we move on to this.
So in this week's People Cover story, Jamie Lee Curtis says she's lucky to be alive after her secret opioid addiction that began in the late 80s.
She has a long family history of addiction. Her father, actor Tony Curtis, abused alcohol, cocaine, and heroin. Her half-brother Nicholas died from a heroin overdose in 1994.
She says after she was prescribed opiates for the first time in 1989 after minor plastic surgery, she had a, quote, 10-year run struggling with it, and for a long time, no one knew.
It became such a problem. She tells people she believes that she would be dead if back then pills had been available on the internet like they are now.
And it was only when her older sister Kelly came to stay with her in 1998 and Jamie stole all of her painkillers that she knew she had. Well, that's when she knew she had to acknowledge what she had done.
Yeah, Curtis attended her first recovery meeting in February 1999, told her husband Christopher Guest about her addiction that day. She says he was nothing short of loving, supportive, and encouraging to her.
And she's been sober ever since. She tells people she's so happy to be, quote, breaking the cycle that has basically destroyed the lives of generations in my family. She and Guest share 2 grown kids.
And she goes on to add that getting sober is her single greatest accomplishment. She says it's bigger than her husband, kids, work, everything. We're glad to hear that she's doing well.
Yeah, all right. In this week's People, Ellen Pompeo is opening up about the sexist backlash that she received after revealing her $20 million Grey's Anatomy paycheck.
So she called the response, especially from other women, ridiculous and reacted to the suggestion that she was the cause for the departure of Sarah Drew and Jessica Capshaw by telling people, quote, I was completely shocked. We need to stick together and support each other, not attack each other.
Yeah, now Ellen, Sarah, and Jessica are still friends. She credits the emotional experience of working on Grey's to that, but she says she's not going anywhere, saying the title is my character's name. I stick to the work and try to stay dedicated to my commitment.
And does she see an end for the ABC show, which, you know, she starred on for more than 13 years? She says, we'll know when it's time. People are still watching. It's incredible. At the same time, I'm very restless to get out there and do something else. That's her quote.
It is my honor to be officiating this wonderful marriage ceremony between Camille and David.
Well, guys, there you have it. Camille Grammer is officially off the market, marrying boyfriend David C. Meyer in a beautiful Hawaiian ceremony on a private beach over the weekend.
And we have all the best moments from this housewife's big day. So first, Camille's dress. She wore a custom-made sheer gown with floral cutouts.
Yeah, the dress was flown from Paris to L.A. and designed by her good friend, fashion designer Milan Breton.
It is beautiful. Now, 50-year-old Camille kept the rest of her look pretty simple with beautiful drop earrings, a few flowers tucked in behind her loose blonde wave.
Yeah, great decision there to keep the hair down at blue in the Hawaiian breeze as she walked down the aisle alongside her father. It was really kind of a dreamy look, isn't it?
It was. The bride told people that the moment was, quote, like something out of a romantic movie.
Now, family was a big part of the day for them, with their children also having an important role in the ceremony.
As 16-year-old Mason and 14-year-old Jude served as bridesmaid and groomsmen in the bridal party.
Now, Mason and Jude are Camille's children from her previous marriage to Frasier star Kelsey Grammer.
Now, you might remember back in 2011 when Camille and Kelsey went through a divorce that was often featured on Bravo's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yeah, speaking of Real Housewives, Camille's castmate Kyle Richards also served in the bridal party. Now, the two had some major beef back in season 1. Remember when Kyle called Camille a liar at the dinner party from hell? We remember that
It was very dramatic, but the two seem to have gotten over it, with Kyle saying there's now a sisterhood between them, which I think is very sweet.
Glad they've moved on from that. She even posted a heartfelt congratulations message to Camille on her Instagram. She said, quote, Mauricio and I are so happy for you and David and excited for you both to start this new chapter in your lives.
I want to point out, I love the flower crown that they have. I think it was so cute for the bridesmaids. Now, Kyle wasn't the only housewife in attendance. Fellow Beverly Hills cast members Lisa Serena, Teddy Mellencamp, and Dorit Kemsley also enjoyed the nuptials.
And since the wedding was held in Hawaii, you know the wedding's decor and entertainment had to kind of get the aloha treatment. Wedding guests each got a traditional Hawaiian lei and enjoyed performances by hula dancers and drummers.
Now, even the couple's first dance was to a beautiful Hawaiian melody. I mean, it seems like we're watching a movie here, honestly.
Really
it's so beautiful.
Take a look at that absolutely gorgeous Hawaiian backdrop to close out the day.
Wow.
Take me there right now, please.
When asked by People about her marriage, Camille said she was excited to start her life with her new husband, saying, quote, "I love the way he loves me. I know we will honor our commitment to each other for the rest of our lives."
Congratulations to the newlyweds.
Where am I?
You're in the Four Realms, Princess Clara.
Princess?
At your service, Your Majesty.
Maybe I have been spending too much time in the attic.
That is a moment from the upcoming Disney movie, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms, which hits theaters November 2nd.
It stars Mackenzie Foy as Clara in this twist on the classic Nutcracker tale that we know and love. Now, Mackenzie stopped by the show and told us a little bit about the special effects from the movie, including her favorite character who was brought to life with the help of a little Disney magic.
Probably the Mouse King. In the way that they did that, they put a stuntman in a skin-tight blue suit. And so we were running from someone in a skin-tight blue suit.
Which maybe was equally sort of like motivational, like get away from this creep.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. And then they had to take the mask off, and then we just chat about like lunch and our day and everything.
He just like chased you as the Mouse King.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yes, your tea was very lovely this afternoon.
Mackenzie also spilled on the perks of getting to star alongside Keira Knightley and Helen Mirren in the film, and what she admires most about the strong female actresses.
I really enjoyed working with them. I mean, like you said, they're truly incredible women, and they're so kind. And so being able to work with them, especially because their characters are both really, really cool. You know, Mother Ginger's, you know, mysterious and creepy.
You met Mother Ginger? Oh, my dear Clara. You're lucky to be alive.
Sugar Plum Fairy is just so happy and light. So it was fun working with them and seeing them go into their characters and do all that they do.
And we couldn't let Mackenzie go without asking a little bit about her Twilight days. The actress played Renesmee Cullen in Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2 and seemed to have fit right in with the cast.
I remember being in Canada and it being absolutely freezing, and we're all sitting there holding hot chocolate and drinking it and playing with Taylor, throwing footballs around and stuff like that.
Yeah, do you keep in touch with anyone from the cast or crew now that it's like years past?
Yeah, I do try to keep in touch with them and see how they're doing and everything.
Is there anyone in particular that you have still remained friends with after?
Ooh, there's a couple of them. I talk a lot to Nikki Reed. Yeah.
I've met her a couple times and interviewed her. She seems like such a cool person, like very real, quickly genuine, you know. And that's not true of everyone, but she seems like that kind of person.
She is. She's very, very calm and has this very beautiful, happy presence about her. And once you're with her and you talk to her, you just feel calm and happy.
Well, guys, if you're like us, you don't want to miss a moment of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's whirlwind Commonwealth tour. And here with all the details on what's happening today and where they're off to next is our royal correspondent, Imogen Lloyd-Webber. Great to see you.
Hello, Jeremy.
As always, let's dive in here. Harry and Meghan still in Fiji. Today, Prince Harry had a very solemn task. Tell us about this.
Yeah, Prince Harry laid a wreath at the Fiji War Memorial and has met a number of Fijian war veterans, some of whom served with the British Armed Forces. Harry and Meghan previously laid a wreath on this trip in Australia at Sydney's Hyde Park revamped War Memorial. Harry has experience here. Last November, he laid a wreath in London on Remembrance Day led by Prince Charles and Prince William. Remembrance Day in the UK is always held on the second Sunday in November and commemorates the contribution of British and Commonwealth military and civilian servicemen and women.
All right, a bit of drama during their public engagements on Wednesday, though. Meghan had to cut a visit a little short due to some security concerns. What exactly happened here?
Yes, Meghan's first solo engagement in Fiji did not go to plan. While Prince Harry visited a local forest, Meghan paid a visit to Soba Market to meet with female vendors and learn about the UN Women's Project, Markets for Change. The vendors greeted their special guests with cheers and roaring applause. But things reportedly quickly turned a bit scary. Meghan was expected to spend up to 20 minutes in the marketplace. However, the royal mum-to-be was only there for less than half the time before getting rushed away from the large crowd that came to greet her at and inside the market. A rep for Kensington Palace told the Associated Press the decision was made due to crowd management issues. Despite the security drama, Meghan stayed calm and even waved at the crowd as she was whisked back to her car.
So, Imogen, you actually know someone who was there and gave you a more specific report.
Yeah, this has apparently been blown slightly out of proportion. The crowd was, and there was just too many people there. They were very friendly, but it was just a crowd management issue.
Okay, friendly crowd, but a lot of them. All right, let's move on here. Glad to hear, of course, everything was safe there. The whirlwind tour, though, not over yet. Tomorrow, Harry and Meghan will be off to their next destination. Where are they going?
On Thursday, they're heading to Tonga via charter plane, and on arrival, will meet a fellow royal, Princess Angelica. In the evening, they'll visit Consular House for a private audience with the King and Queen, followed by a reception and dinner with traditional Tongan entertainment. After some more engagements in the country on Friday, they'll fly back to Australia for the last day of the Invictus Games and closing ceremony on Saturday.
It's going to be a fun trip for them there. All eyes have been on Meghan and how she's styling her baby bump during this trip. It's something we're paying attention to. She broke out a subtle fashion accessory on Monday. You might have missed it, guys. It's really sentimental, though. What is it?
Meghan wore a diamond tennis bracelet, which is said to have been a wedding present from her father-in-law, Prince Charles. She's worn this bracelet out and about before. She was first spotted wearing it the night before her royal wedding in May, then broke it out again just days after that at a garden party at Buckingham Palace to honour Prince Charles' 70th birthday, which is in November. It's not the only touching jewellery she's been wearing either. She arrived in Fiji sporting an elegant pair of pearl and diamond drop earrings gifted to her by Harry's grandmother, Queen Elizabeth. She's worn these before on several occasions as well. And then there were Diana's butterfly earrings, which the Princess of Wales was seen wearing during a trip to Canada with Prince Charles in May 1986, a year and a half after Diana gave birth to Prince Harry.
Very sweet, sentimental things there, but not to be outdone, Meghan's hubby Harry had a pretty big fashion moment too. He wore a Speedo, guys, but it wasn't quite as scandalous as it may sound. Explain this.
Harry was gifted his own pair of budgie smugglers, which in the US are better known as Speedos, and happily wore them on top of his slacks as photos from the Fun Day show.
The budgie smuggler.
An Australian athlete also asked the prince to sign his budgie smugglers. Apparently, Harry jokingly agreed, but only if the athlete would wear the swimsuit on his head. However, protocol means royals aren't allowed to sign items for fans.
I'd say there's some royal protocol concerning the budgie smuggler.
I think perhaps,
really, he has so much fun at these events. I love talking to you about all these. Thank you for being here, Imogen.
Good to see you.
That's the first time I've ever heard budgie smuggler, but I like it. All right, coming up tomorrow, former NFL player turned male model Devin Goda is here live, telling us all about joining season 47 of The Price is Right. You don't want to miss it.
Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time. Have a great night. Or day. And night.